Hey guys, Anthony with the Rad Company, and welcome to another garage tour video. We're here for an update here in Sid's garage.
Hey.
How's everything going?
Great. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to be here because you have made some changes to this thing since we have been here last.
Yes.
And which is quite funny, right? Because it's a new year, new you, new garage. Something like that.
Yeah.
And we want you to give us a tour of everything that you've done that's been different.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen Sid's intro video to really her garage, I'd go back and check that out because we go a lot more into detail on that particular one.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's going to be kind of more or less just checking out what changes have been made since we asked her what her short-term and long-term goals were, and she knocked that out much faster than everybody else. And so we're going to close the garage, get nice and comfy since it is still winter time, and then Sid's going to give us a tour.
Cool.
All right, so now that it is nice and cozy in here, we're going to get started with this. So, Sid, normally we start out with what's below us, right? And then we start out with what's above us.
Yeah.
And there's been lots of changes, but I think you know more about what you've done than I do. So take it away. What's going on?
So after my garage tour video came out, I thought it was great. I loved it. But I noticed that I didn't feel like there was a lot of my own personality in my shop. So going through my short list, which was flooring, lighting, cabinets, things like that, I literally got to work on it right away. So super fun. So the first thing that inspired me was the floor. Because, if we remember, it was gray and black checkerboard with a bright blue border. And I just felt like it had been 3 years. It was super dingy. We knew we were going to have to replace it. So I wanted to go lighter, brighter, and wanted some personality in there. So I went with the teal combo. So I thought the red and the teal would go well together. So I still have, all my P&S stuff, but then my own eye wash personality thrown in. So, so we changed to Swiss tracks on the floor. So went with all the rib tiles, mainly because the other tiles, which were kind of a knockoff of raised deck, if you will, I made the mistake of originally going with the full tiles, so non-vented. Only the blue ones were vented. So I wash all of my vehicles in here, which over the years had caused quite the petri dish underneath per se.
I was asking about that because I was like, was there some type of aquatic life growing in there?
Yeah, there was some goldfish.
And you actually do have some, you do have some footage of you guys actually pulling everything out and kind of revealing what was underneath here. And so with now having this more of a vented situation, do you foresee that in the future, or at least do you think it's going to be a lot better than what it was before?
I think it's going to be a lot better. I noticed the drainage is a ton better already, and that water doesn't sit on top. And then with the blower, I can blow all the sand and dirt out. But also, Swiss Tracks is so easy to just pop out and then rinse the floor underneath that I would expect that now, every 3 or 6 months, I can lift the floor up and clean the floor, which will be so nice. So I'm not expecting to grow anything under here anymore like I did last time. It was one of the nastiest things ever. So if you have that solid floor, I highly recommend looking underneath it.
Especially if you're going to be washing or anything like that.
It was awful.
No, I totally agree. And so where'd you get your Swiss track set? Because I know there's different distributors out there.
Yeah. So, and like my previous floor, I worked with the same flooring guy, which is Rubber Flooring Inc. They do a lot of gyms and garages and things like that. They're kind of a larger manufacturer. So they were able to give me a pretty good deal on the Swiss track. So I was really excited about that. And, they had a gentleman that did the whole designer with me and everything. Same one that did the first one. So I was super happy with that. So
Sweet. And you did go with a different design here. So so you have the more, how do you describe how do you describe this? The tiles here.
So they're the rib tracks. And I went with the pearl silver and the pearl slate.
So right
here, the
here,
checkerboard. So it is two different colors.
So right here that I'm on right here, I guess right below me here is what am I on right now?
Pearl silver. And then the pearl slate is the darker. And then I did teal as the border. So then along with the teal theme, I changed my totes to teal, and I painted my Karcher cube teal, which was super fun.
Can we see that? Can we get an up close shot of that? Because this is something where I've painted my own Karcher cube and my little 1700. And so you did a pretty good job on this. I mean, it's all nice and blue. I painted mine with like a plasti dip. And it's holding up Okay, but you have quite a bit of skill in plastic painting, right?
Yeah. Part of one of my past lives was painting plastic. So
as you can see from the 3401 over there.
The matching there. And then the next thing we did was change the cabinets. So the cabinets, I loved the tall rolling one that I had. I wanted to kind of get rid of some of that blue. So I went with white, both matching. And then I went ahead and labeled them for when other people are in the shop and don't know where things are, or if somebody in my family is helping me put stuff away. It's an attempt to get stuff in the right drawers. So that has been great.
Walk me over here. Let's look at it, because I'm actually very intrigued by this. And so I love the white. I think it looks very clean with the butcher block top. I think I really like the look of that. So and then what do you do for the labels on here? Because those look like they were meant for this.
Yes. So I just had a gal that I have had her make custom vinyl stickers for me. I just sent her the list and the size, and she made them for me, and it turned out great. Yeah, I love it. And I just have, everything organized in the drawers, correction, finishing pads, things like that. So that worked out really good. Cool. All my coating stuff. So everything is super organized. I love it.
I'm going to nerd out over this because I think that this is super cool, but I mean, right? So coatings, fresh on deck, right? To be able to go onto the next vehicle that you knock out. So I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I've got, all my new pads and everything. And then over here, all my kind of more interior stuff, cleaning brushes. This is like all my sanding supplies and stuff. So everything just stays super organized, which has been so great. Love that. So this was a great change. And then the cabinets that were here went over into this space, which was basically nothing before.
Correct. I remember that. There really wasn't, there wasn't anything over here. So let's check this out really quick. So you've done, this is some pretty nice, you've got some chemicals here. So what do you have on tap here in the iWash garage?
So these are my 4 favorites, right? So we've got Bead Maker, Break Buster, Natural Finish, and Express Interior. So these are things that don't go through the Chemtrol. Break Buster could, but I just have it at a different, I dilute it in the Chemtrol. So this is straight. So when I'm just using it out of a spray bottle. So, so I've got Break Buster running a couple different ways. And then this is all just back stock product, bottles, things like that. All my pints are in here. So that has cleaned this area up a lot and made it much easier for me to have some stuff on tap there. I love the 5s. It just makes it so much easier.
Quick question would be, so how long would you estimate that a 5 would last you for, right? And is this something worth getting for people that, let's just say we have, watchers that just, they love Bead Maker, right? Or we have other detail shops that are just going through Bead Maker and Break Buster like crazy. Do you recommend the 5 liter, the 5 gallon size?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. They're obviously the best value, right? And so Bead Maker and Break Buster, I go through at about the same rate. So these will probably last me 3 to 4 months, which is good, I think. The Natural Finish, that'll probably last a lot longer and probably same 3 months or so on the Express, except for that I dilute it 1-to-1, so that it might actually last longer than that. But the good thing is that the chemicals are stable in here. So even if it takes you 6 months to a year, that's okay. They're all sealed up and stuff. So I just love having the flexibility of those, and
what do you, so those spouts that are on there, where did you acquire the spouts from?
Well, the spouts I got from Northwest Auto Accessories in Portland, and that was just because I was there.
So
I'm sure there's other places that have them. That's just where I got mine.
No, they're
pretty cool.
That is super cool, and that's super handy. And I think that
I love that.
For the people out there that are just blowing through more Bead Maker than they know what to do with, we actually now sell the 5 gallon sizes at the Rag Company, which it's more bang for your buck, right? And if you're already going through that much anyways, then why the heck not? Right.
So that was a change. And then the last thing that was a huge change was the lighting. So if we remember before, the lighting, it worked for me while I was detailing, but did not work for video or photos or anything like that. Wasn't a consistent lighting. So Keith DePlessis from Detail Plus came and did the lights for me, which he was so awesome. He mapped out where the car would be. And then he bought these LED panels, and then he built frames for them and angled them so that they would be angled onto the car. Which was really cool.
That's what I was wondering. Because this is kind of like a diffused panel style light. But what's interesting is that, again, like you said, they're angled there. And so was that kind of like a wood fixture that he was able to build up?
He built it, yeah.
And
he totally cut and built it. Yeah, it was very cool. And then he, you know, strung all the wiring and made it super clean.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you remember before, I had chains and wires hanging everywhere.
I remember.
So, so I was super excited about the lighting. But then here's the coolest part. So these light panels are all tied together.
Okay.
And so then it has a remote where I can change the temperature and the percentage of brightness. So right now we're on 500K, but we can go to 5,000, 4,000, 3,500 and 3,000.
Oh, wow.
And then you can change it, like this is 25%, 50, 75, 100. So what's cool is now I can do paint corrections at 5,000, 100%. Yeah. But if I need to, when the customer comes and picks up their car, you can knock it down a bit, right? Give it a little warmer tone.
Give them a warmer tone, right? Exactly. And so that's great. And what's cool is that it totally changes the mood as well as the overall kind of color of the garage as well. So when you warm it up, it feels like I'm kind of in like a tropical tanning bed,
right?
or something like that.
Well, it just, it gives you more, it's more calmer. So like if I'm just out here working, folding towels or, you know, whatever, then I'll have it of more of a normal level like this. But, you know, then. And
can we see that remote just to kind of see what that looks like? Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
And so all you need now is to get yourself a little wood wick detailing candle with your favorite detailing scent, right?
Right?
And you know, set the mood inside here and make it a good time. So that's awesome, Sid. No, we're super excited about the lighting. And I think again the floor was a huge upgrade, and I do agree that this is just way more you and has a lot more of your personality into it. I think it's a great warning about the floors, right? And about what to expect.
That was a little bit crazy. So
Okay, well,
it was a little more involved than I thought, but this is great. I mean, Swiss Track's worth every penny in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's been really great, and it just makes the space look bigger and cleaner. I just love it.
I guess the next question, right? Like all of our other garage tours, I mean, you knocked out your short-term and some of your long-term goals actually very fast.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything that's next for this garage at this point in time?
You know, probably not in this garage. On the air compressor, that's kind of a small job. I'm going to change some of that stuff to teal.
Okay.
I did have a different hose that was black and it didn't work out, so I still need to change the hose on that. But otherwise in this garage, if anything, it would be eventually repainting the walls.
Okay.
I want to get rid of kind of that beige upper part, but you know, that's a big job. So
that is.
So I haven't thought too much about that because I'm still, you know, focused on that 2026 barndominium situation. Okay. So I'm not sure how much more I'll put into this. I'm super happy with this now. It's, I mean, I just noticed like everything flows so much better in here now. Yeah. And mainly because I'm not walking on water all day. And really before I was.
There was a lot of sounds happening underneath the tiles too.
Yeah, it was really clicky. Like and this is super quiet.
Oh, this is this is definitely
and this is quiet. Much easier on my back because
and I think that we both got the Brooks shoes on right now too, which I think makes a huge difference.
For sure. I got to get some teal ones.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But and then also this was going to be kind of an off-camera thing, but the Mini Cooper over here, I just have to point out the fact.
Oh, these changed too. Yeah, these changed.
I have to talk about the fact that so you now have a Jeep, right? You have an SRT, which is badass. I mean, those giant, it's like six piston Brembos down there. Yeah, pretty insane. And then the Mini Cooper. This is the coolest thing. The fact that this little car can fit in this corner of the garage. Yeah, which. Back in the day, you had a golf cart, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that would be kind of like your customer car around town or around here.
Around the neighborhood.
Around the neighborhood. But now you have this little Mini Cooper that's just hilarious because in here, right, you have all this space. Yeah. Oh, back into the garage. Yeah. You have all this space back here. Yeah. But then there's just a whole car tucked away in that corner.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. And to be honest, the funniest part of this is the day we did the flooring, for those that don't know, I had a B5 blue Durango. Yeah. And pulled the Durango in here, and it clashed so bad with the teal that it was like, that's not going to work. And literally the next day, I went and picked up the red Jeep so that when it's parked in here, it goes with the theme.
Sid,
I know, so bad.
How we justify things nowadays is quite hilarious. But hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we can't have those colors clashing.
Right. No.
So this is great. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, right? And Sid's update. And so we would like to go back through and do more of these updates with people in their garages down the road, with more progression that they make on them, especially because everybody's here in town and it's easy for us. But of course, we want to continue doing this series because we have a ton of fun seeing all the new ideas that people have and they can bring to the table for everybody watching, right? It's a very relatable thing. And I mean, just for your information, I mean, Sid went from this flooring to this lighting really just in a matter of months. And all it takes is some motivation, right?
Yeah.
You saw this, you saw your previous video and you said, Anthony, I am motivated. I want to change now. And I said, you don't have to do that right now. It was just a show, and you're like, no, it's happening.
Yeah, so, it was like 24 hours later after the episode.
Things were ordered. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and who knows, down the road, we'll be able to see maybe Sid's barn-dominium, right? Or see a new version of this garage, maybe once paint comes, or maybe she gets bored and decides to switch everything up. But as always, if you guys want to see more garage videos here on the Rag Company YouTube channel, make sure to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more, and stay tuned for more videos right here at the Rag Company.